Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you once again. This time we're going to go over to Vice, and this is about Ring cameras. Um, the article title is Ring cameras are going to get more people killed. I will write the article right in all of the details in the description, as I always do. And it says two Florida men allegedly shot at an innocent woman 7 times after Ring's camera alerts, police say. Early Saturday morning, a Florida man and his teenage son were arrested after allegedly shooting at and nearly killing a woman sitting in her car after receiving a Ring door camera alert. After a neighbor stopped by Gino, age 73, and Rocky, age 15, uh, Kolonoska's front door to drop off prescription medication accidentally delivered to the wrong address. The Ring surveillance camera began bombarding their phones with alerts. The pair grabbed their 45 caliber handguns, went outside looking for a burglar, and found a woman sitting in her car on her phone. Gino pointed the gun at her and ordered her out of the car, but she escaped in the car believing she was being carjacked. The pair allegedly shot at her several times, according to the police in a press conference on Monday. Polly County Sheriff uh, Gaddy June claimed one round passed through an empty child seat in the vehicle. They go out searching for a burglar that wasn't there and shot up an innocent lady's car while she was in it, Jude said. That's crazy. Thankfully, no one was killed, but if she had been shot, it would have been the first time a Ring surveillance camera played a role in someone's death. In October of 2021, a man in England learned 4 people were breaking into his home through his Ring surveillance camera alert, then went home and stabbed one of the burglars to death. The man was later found guilty of manslaughter and jailed for 19 years. Still, some may claim that the Ring surveillance camera had nothing to do with this incident. When I shared this story on Twitter, a small but vocal contingent insisted Ring surveillance cameras are not implicated because the humans, not the tech, shot the handguns. Some replied that this was a mental health issue, although no details were released to suggest this. Given the popularity of Ring cameras, it's not unreasonable to assume a lot of people view Ring surveillance cameras this way. So let's try to be clear about this. We understand what's going on when people make similar arguments about guns. When someone says that guns don't shoot people, people shoot people. We understand the rhetoric intent there is meant to preempt any discussion of gun control. Similarly, a Ring camera doesn't force someone to go and shoot at an innocent person. Both Ring cameras and handguns exist to amplify some tendencies and enable different actions, which in this case resulted in violence, arguing that a piece of surveillance technology is okay so as long as you or other people like you use it for good reasons, is not only muddled-headed but preempts any discussion corporate surveillance and its outcome. Technologies are not neutral tools. They're intentionally designed, often to be used even at great cost to the user by obstructing the harms or packing them up with good reason. That seems undeniable. We should think critically about whether even the good reasons are actually, good. A report, as a report from Data and Society recently found, A ring owner may be bombarded with alerts that allow them to track packages, surveil overworked delivery workers, and even punish them by way of public humiliation. Amazon managed to transform what was once labor cost supervising work and asset protection into a revenue stream by selling surveillance tech uh, and subscription services. Prime, that lets you perform the labor, the report states. Most relevant to the Florida case in Ring's well documented pattern of cultivating paranoia to sell cameras. Amazon's Ring is powered by the Neighborhoods app, a virtual neighborhood watch that encourages people to uh, racially profile, spy on, and snitch on their suspicious neighbors, which shares Ring surveillance footage with police departments. Cultivating the paranoia is a key thread of the company's revenue stream here. But it goes even further. This doesn't simply translate into a vogue sense of hostility in the neighborhood, but the ramification of harassment, policing, and criminalization of black and brown people at the same time. Amazon is continuing to build an even wider surveillance dragnet that will sweep up private and public spaces. Alexa, Astro, Echo, and Sidewalk. The list of new Amazon surveillance tech grows every quarter. In July of last year, 48 civil rights and advocacy groups sent a letter to the Federal Trade Commission asking it to ban the corporate surveillance of public spaces, specifically because Amazon uses it as part of a strategy to store up its economic empire. Perverse surveillance was key to its monopolies, but at great cost to our politics, social relations, and and economy. Is the cost worth minor conveniences? Rulemaking is needed to stop widespread systematic surveillance, discrimination, lax security tracking of individuals, and the sharing of data. The letter reads, while Amazon Smart has ecosystem, facial surveillance technology, and e-learning devices provide a good case study that rules must extend beyond this one technology corporation to include an entity collecting, using, selling, and or sharing personal data. The coalition calls for these forms of corporate surveillance to be banned outright and similar forms to be closely regulated, limited, and banned wherever possible. The argument is used. Excuse me, apologies. The argument is that using the popular at large to cultivate harmful social and political patterns while testing new products or services that might be lucrative should be illegal, especially when surveillance comes into the picture. But you don't have to wait around for the government to act here. You could always throw your surveillance camera away or talk to your friends and loved ones and neighbors about getting rid of theirs. There is no reason why any of us should be foot soldiers in Amazon's campaign to spin corporate surveillance into the highest form of consumer convenience. And that is the end of the article. I thought this article was really interesting, being as though almost everyone I know has either a Ring camera or some type of surveillance system. Um, it's really common right now that we do have them. And I think it does have its pros and its cons, especially if you're a person, single person, or a person married with kids. There's been tons of content creators that have shared videos of women who are mothers with children home alone. Their husband is gone out on the road, or uh, something like that, similar to that, and a break-in happens, or someone's life was actually saved due to a ring camera, or a thief was caught in the act, or a person that actually did succeed in breaking into a person's house was later caught due to the surveillance that was set up in the home and around the home. So, I mean, those are some of the pros. The con could be this story right here. It does increase racial profiling. I did see, for example, I seen a thread on Neighborhood where this lady, she literally was like, "Oh, it's this tall black man, and he was standing outside taking pictures, and I walked up to him and asked him what was his business here." And the man, he was kind of rude to her. It was like, "Ma'am, if this is not your property, please mind your business." I think a lot of times people have to keep in mind that you don't know what's going on at your neighbor's house. So it could have simply been a person who happened to be black standing outside taking pictures of the property because the property owner probably requested that, or the real estate company was like, "Hey, let's send somebody out there to take pictures of the property, the front, the back, just the outside of it, and so we can load it up and hopefully get this house sold, or whatever the case is, or for remodeling purposes." It's a number of things that man could have been out there for. But the way that it was written in the thread, it was more so like it was a suspicious black man, about 6'1", 6'2", you know, built like a football player type thing. Like literally in the thread, this is how they describe this man. Um, but his that could have been part of his job. Um, some jobs, people are not entitled to let you know why they're in your area. Even though they're in your area, some parts are still considered public places. So I'll be interested to know, to hear from you guys about your experiences about ring cameras or surveillance home cameras, some of your stories, your pros, your cons. What do you think about it? Do you think that it is Amazon basically trying to monopolize a specific market? And what are the implications? I mean, could Amazon turn some of that footage over to the government, and they can more intrude into our lives, or the old back and forth. I'm not on either side, but I would love to hear what you have to say. So drop down in the comment sections, as we always do, and let's get the conversation going. And with that, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I definitely want you guys to come back for my next video.